Case in the previous example of user-defined function. In this example, I want us to look at another instance of where we can apply a user-defined function to solve a problem or a real-world problem. So in this function, we want to write a function that will allow someone to calculate their salary by taking in two arguments, the gross salary, that is how much the individual is paid, and then the percentage of tax that the government is going to take from them. And then based on that, it's going to subtract the amount of tax and then return the net salary that the individual will basically take home. So that is the purpose of this function. So think of it as you want to calculate that for maybe 1,000 people. You don't want to do that every now and then. You simply want to create one generic function that will allow you to apply it to anyone. So anytime someone has that problem, they just pick up the function from the Python module and then run it, and they get the net salary. Cool. How do you do that? As is the custom, we write our function with def to define the function and then give it a name. So I'm going to use the name salary and opening and closing bracket. And then it's going to take two arguments. The first argument is going to be gross salary, and then the second argument is going to be tax. So this will be in terms of percentage, whether it's 30, 20, or 40. And then full column. As we said, you want to document your code. So I've already pre-written that and I've just pasted. So feel free to pause the video and write that. So this part, remember, is not executed. It's never executed. So this is just to document your code. And now, so what will happen is, first of all, we will calculate the taxable income. Taxable income. So I'm just making this stuff up. It's not necessarily accurate. So the taxable income would be a percentage, this percent of the salary. So it's going to be tax, and we know percent is normally divided by 100. So we want to divide by 100 because we're going to have raw values here. So if it's 20, we're going to input 20. And then we do that divide by 100. And everything here, we multiply by the gross salary. And then we calculate net salary. It's now going to be the initial gross salary. Let's just copy this, minus the taxable income, and then we return the net salary. Return net salary, and that run the function. So that is basically our function. So if you want to call this function, we simply call the name, which is salary, and then give it the two arguments, which is gross salary. So let's say the gross salary is 10,000, and the percentage tax is 20%. So that is what the government takes. So the answer should be 8,000, because 20 divided by 100 is going to be 0.2, multiplied by 10,000 is going to be 2,000, subtracted from 10,000 it's going to be 8,000. So once we run that, we should have the answer, which is 8,000, and that makes it so cool. So that is how our function works. So remember, you can assign this function to a variable so that you return a variable. So I can say a salaries or amount equal to that, and print amount. And we can get excited and apply our for loop. So we want to calculate the salary for people earning between 10,000 and 100. So we can say for salary in salaries and let's have between 1, let's say 10,000 and 100,000. Of course, it's range, for range, and then say amount equal to salary, and we know salary is the function name that takes the salary. So in this case, salary is this, so we're gonna do this. Oh no, let's use a different name here. Let's say pay. So we know pay is that. So every time we want a salary, we're gonna pick values ranging from 10,000 to 100,000, and the percent remains the same. So we want to calculate how much each of these will get, and then we simply do print amount. So it will give us all the amounts for people between 10,000 and 100. By changing every time, it will be changing the pay, but sticking with the 20%. And if we run this, it's going to return all those values, and you can see here the answers for all those values. It's a very, very long set of numbers. So this is how you start applying your functions together with the skills you have learned into loops to start doing solving real world problems. So that's marked the end of our video.